A Toronto man has been charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder.
The list of Ontario's worst roads is released, and the Giants take Game 1 of the World Series. Humber News starts right now.
Hello, it's October 28, 2010. Welcome to Humber News, coming to you from the Broadcast Centre here at the North Campus. I'm Romy Levine. Thanks for joining us.
And I'm Crystal Burney. Ahead on our show, we have all the news, sports, and entertainment highlights, as well as your 5-day weather forecast. But first, Romy has our top story.
Toronto homicide detectives have charged Peter Dale McDonald with 3 counts of first-degree murder. Police say the 52-year-old Toronto man is responsible for killing 3 sex trade workers between 1994 and 1997. McDonald is already in prison serving a life sentence for another murder of a Windsor prostitute.
And a body has been found on a beach in Mississauga this morning. Peel police say a passerby spotted the body around 8 a.m. at Watersedge Park near South Down Road and Lakeshore. Police are treating the death as suspicious.
Police officers put out leaflets this morning warning motorists in Toronto's East End to check their vehicles for evidence of tampering. The warnings come after 8 cars had their brake lines cut yesterday. Drivers are being told to look for leaking brake fluid and to pump the brakes to check for resistance. Police are canvassing the neighborhood for clues and are asking anyone with information to contact 55 Division. No injuries have been reported from the incidents.
Toronto is still home to many of the province's worst roads. The Canadian Automobile Association announced the top 20 worst roads in Ontario this morning. Toronto's Lawrence Road, Finch Avenue, Dufferin Street, and Eglinton West broke the top 10. Steeles Avenue, Kingston Road, Bayview, and St. Clair are also on the list. 8 of the top 20 worst roads are in Toronto. Grabbing the honor for the province's worst street is Pelican Falls Road, found way up in the town of Sioux Lookout.
A new study shows drinking even 1 can of pop a day can raise your risk of type 2 diabetes. Researchers from Harvard School of Public Health say drinking 1 or 2 pops or other sugar-sweetened drinks a day can boost your risk of diabetes by 26%. Reporter Phil Heidenreich gives us a story that might take the fizzle out of drinking pop.
Consuming sugar-sweetened drinks like pop can cause obesity and high blood pressure, which is often a precursor to diabetes. But a new study from Harvard researchers shows even moderate pop intake can raise your chances of getting diabetes.
It was different. At one point I would drink like 8 cans of pop a day. Now I barely drink pop. It honestly depends on my mood. I love sugar and I love caffeine.
And if you heard that even 1 or 2 a day can increase your risk of type 2 diabetes, how do you feel about that?
Well, I don't know, I'd probably still drink it just because I'm a pretty healthy guy too.
We spoke to a student at Humber who was concerned about how drinking pop might impact her pregnancy.
It's definitely a concern, especially with pregnancy. There's more chance of, increasing diabetes, especially with drinks or anything. So they recommend don't do it.
Most people already know that drinking pop isn't the healthiest choice, but it is readily available and often cheaper than other beverage options. What is surprising is how little it takes to significantly increase your chances of getting diabetes.
The School of Health Sciences Dean Kathleen McMillan says while the effects of drinking sugar-sweetened drinks is well known, the new study is surprising in how little pop can make a difference.
I was only surprised at the amount that they suggested had an impact. So most people would think if you had 1 soft drink a day that wouldn't really be a risk to your health.
The study's researchers say drinking water is always the healthiest option. Phil Heidenreich, Humber News.
Strip clubs could be showing their serious side if a vote goes through to launch a public awareness campaign about human trafficking. Members of the Adult Entertainment Association of Canada will vote on the campaign November 18th. It is supposed to educate patrons about female sex slaves through posters, DJ announcements, and support helplines for exotic dancers.
The national group Beyond Borders has created new public service announcements on preventing sexual abuse of children. The PSAs were released at Humber College's Lakeshore campus this week. The hard-hitting videos feature angry and emotional celebrities bringing attention to the sexual victimization of children.
If no one uses children for sex and profit, there are no victims. What can you do?
The video features Entertainment Tonight co-host Rick Campanelli and various other Canadian icons. Beyond Borders President Rosalind Prober says her aim is to change attitudes towards the sexual exploitation of children.
Remembrance Day poppies will soon be costing the Royal Canadian Legion a little bit less. Finance Minister Jim Flaherty will be announcing today that the Legion will receive a full refund on the harmonized sales tax it pays on the poppies this year. Flaherty says this move will save the Legions around $800,000 a year in HST. The money raised from poppy sales directly benefits veterans through services like dental care and meal programs.
GTA residents looking to get a flu shot can roll up their sleeves early this year. The first 64 clinics will open their doors today as health officials aim to get start warding off the seasonal illness. Officials don't expect the demand for the shot to be as great as it was last year, when more than 200,000 lined up amid concerns over the H1N1 virus. A complete list of clinics is available on the Toronto Public Health website.
When we come back, we'll have more news from around the country and the world. Tom Parisi will have your sports update, and we'll have your weather forecast with Pam Ball.
Cloud cover to contend with today, and you'll need to keep your umbrella handy. Your 5-day forecast after the break.